The street looked the same as it always did, but that evening felt different. There are moments in life that feel ordinary until later, when you look back and realize that was the turning point. That was the kind of evening it was. The sky was painted in slow, fading colors. The traffic down the road hummed softly. Somewhere, a dog barked twice and fell silent. Everything was calm, too calm. I was standing outside the apartment building where I'd been living for the past 2 years, my back resting lightly against the metal gate. My phone was in my hand. No music. No notifications. Just one message glowing on the screen. I'm here. I didn't need to ask who it was. I already knew. Before I even looked up, I felt her presence. Some people don't need to announce themselves. They arrive like a memory that suddenly comes alive. She stood a few steps away from me. Her hair moved gently in the evening breeze. For a moment, neither of us spoke. There was no awkwardness, no anger, no rush. Just time. Like the world had paused to give us one quiet second together. You came, I finally said. You didn't think I would, she asked. I didn't think I'd ever see you here again. She smiled a small, sad smile. Neither did I. This was the girl who once meant everything to me. The one who had walked beside me through chaos and dreams, through plans that never happened and promises that never fully came true. Life had split us apart without asking for permission. No big fight. No final words. Just distance. Silence. Time. And now she was standing in front of me like a ghost from a life I almost forgot. You look different, she said quietly. So do you. I guess time changes people. Or reveals them, I replied. She looked at me closely, like she was searching for something in my face, in my eyes, in the spaces between my words. And then she took one step closer. Then another. Before I could even react, she gently placed her hands on my shoulders and kissed me. It wasn't a dramatic movie kiss. No music. No slow motion. Just a real one. Quick. Warm. Electric. 1 second that felt heavier than 1,000 words. That's when I noticed movement to the side. My neighbor was standing there. He had just stepped out of his apartment and frozen mid-motion. His keys were still in his hand. His eyes were wide. His whole body had gone stiff. He wasn't even trying to hide the fact that he had just seen everything. He had lived next door to me for over a year, yet we barely spoke. A simple nod sometimes. A forced hello in the corridor. That's all. But in that moment, I saw his expression clearly. Surprise. Confusion. And something darker hidden beneath it. Jealousy. The girl slowly stepped back from me. Her eyes never left mine. That's all I needed, she whispered. To do what? I asked. To know if I still had any power over you. And do you? She smiled. No. But now I know you've found it in yourself. Before I could respond, she turned away and walked down the street, disappearing into the fading light, just like she had faded out of my life once before. No goodbye. No explanation. Just a memory created, and then gone. But my attention shifted to the one who remained. My neighbor. He had clearly seen everything. And now he didn't know where to look. The sky. The ground. The wall. Anywhere except at me. So, I decided to end the silence. I turned toward him, met his eyes, and said calmly. It's not what you think, wanna kiss me? He froze completely. His brain clearly needed a few seconds to process my words. What? He stuttered. You heard me, I said, stepping a little closer but keeping my tone relaxed. You were staring pretty hard. I thought maybe you were jealous. I wasn't jealous, he said too quickly. Then why did you stop walking? I asked. He didn't answer. Why did your hands stop moving? I continued. Why is your heart beating so fast your chest looks like it's trying to escape? That's when his expression changed. The embarrassment softened. The defensiveness faded. And honesty finally took over. I wasn't jealous of her, he said quietly. Then who were you jealous of? Of you. The word hung in the air between us. Of me? I repeated. Yes, he admitted. The way you stand. The way you're not afraid of the world watching you. The way someone could just walk up to you and kiss you like that. No one would ever do that to me. No one ever looks at me the way she looked at you. His voice wasn't angry. It was tired, and honest. In that moment, I stopped seeing him as a stranger. I saw a man who had been invisible for too long. A man who had stood in the background of life, watching others live, wondering when his turn would come. That kiss, I said softly, wasn't about love. Or desire. Or even the past. Then what was it about? He asked. It was a mirror. And you saw yourself in it. He didn't respond. You weren't jealous, I continued. You were awake. For the first time, you saw the version of yourself you wished you could be, confident, seen, alive. And that version doesn't exist, he said. It does, I replied. You just buried him too deep and forgot the map. A quiet moment passed between us. Then he asked, so what now? Now, I smiled, you stop watching other people live. And you start living yourself. Is it really that simple? It's not simple. But it is that clear. That night, something shifted. Not just in him. In me too. Days passed, then weeks. My neighbors started saying hello. Then good morning. Then we started talking for real. He joined a gym. He changed his routine. He stopped walking with his head down. His shoulders straightened. His eyes became sharper. His world started to open. And me? That kiss from the girl didn't pull me backward like I expected. It pushed me forward. It closed a chapter that had been left unfinished for too long. I never saw her again. But her purpose became clear. She didn't return to restart a romance. She returned to finish her role in my life. To remind me of who I was. And to wake someone up who was silently watching from the background. Funny how the universe works. A moment that looked like drama turned into transformation. A moment that seemed about jealousy turned into self-discovery. A moment that felt like the past returning gave birth to a new future. And every time I step outside now and see my neighbor walking confidently down the street, I realize something powerful. Sometimes, one small moment. One unexpected kiss. One bold sentence. Can change two lives forever.